Hello, my percussion friends. Today we will be talking about Byzantine dances. We're working on the snare drum part. Couple things I want to talk to you about before we get to playing. It's really important. Take a look at the composer's name, Britten Chambers. After you're done with this practice session, I highly recommend that you YouTube Britten Chambers. She has come up with some really awesome pieces of music, and there are some interviews too where you could get to know more about her. Highly recommend. Also, let's talk about making sure we set our snare drum up properly to be successful at this song. First, we want to make sure, find that hip bone right here. You got two of them, one on either side. Find that bone. You want to make sure that your snare drum is right in line with that hip bone. The reason is that will help your arms be in the exact angle that you need them to be for success. If the drum is too low for you, your arms will be like this, and you're going to get this bend in the wrist. It can not only cause damage in your body, but it also makes it really hard to play. Another thing is if the snare drum is too high for you, now you're using too much shoulder and you get tired. And in this song, it's really important that you keep a steady beat, so we can't have you getting tired. So make sure that your snare drum stand is at the proper height for you. Next, we want to make sure that the throw switch, this is how we turn the snares on and off, is closest to your body, not on the side, not anywhere else. You throw it closest to your body. Two reasons for this. One, it's easy to do because it's close to your body. And two, that is where the snares are underneath the drum. So those snares are running right here, straight back and forth. It's really important we do that because we're going to be changing our dynamics during this song by moving our sticks closer to the center and the rim. We want to make sure we get that snarey sound the whole time, so we need to make sure that the snares are right here. Otherwise, if we put the throw switch on the side, now the snares are going sideways, and when we move closer to the rim, we're not going to hear as much snare vibration. So that's how we always set up our drums. One more thing that I do that I recommend you try, it might make life easier for you, tilt the snare drum just slightly away from your body, because that's the natural angle of your arm and your stick, and it will actually help you play better. If it's straight, you kind of have to do this a little bit, and then you have to use more wrist and more of this muscle, but if you tilt it, you're in business. You might try it, see how it works for you. All right, couple things you need to write in your music. Get your pencil out. At measure 31, please write SN, that's for snare drum, OFF, snare off. So we want to make sure we're turning the snares off at measure 31 because it will be a nice, slow, pretty piece, and we don't want those snares vibrating when you're not playing. Because we're turning them off, we have to remind ourselves to turn them back on. So over around 52, 53, you're going to write SN for snare, on. I like to put a big exclamation point by this to make sure that I don't accidentally forget to turn the snares on. It has happened. So make sure you write those in. And then a couple other things. I noticed a typo in measure 89. I believe Britten Chambers meant to put an accent on the and of two, and it accidentally got moved to the of two. So I would just cross that off and move it over so that it looks exactly like measure 88. What else? Circle, please, the MP, the mezzo piano, at measure 86 to make sure we go from the forte to the mezzo piano. You'll notice when you hear me play it that I actually add a small decrescendo at the end of 85 into that mezzo piano. It just feels more musical to me. All right, let's take a look at a couple other things. Measure 60, you're gonna play on the rim. I'm gonna play that on the rim right in front of me, and I'm gonna do it all right hand. If you're left-handed, you could do it all left hand, but I recommend not alternating hands because it's gonna sound too different. You want it to sound very uniform. And then when you go to measure 70, you'll see that you are playing on the drum head again. Excellent. I'm gonna break down one measure for you, and then we're gonna get to playing measure 16. Okay, we've got 1 and 2E and a 3, rest. 1 and 2E and a 3, rest. 1 and 2E and a 3. Now, how are we going to stick this? I'm right-handed, so this is what I recommend you do. Right, left, right, left, right, left, right. So all of the accents will be on my right hand. Dun, dun, jugga, jugga, dun. But there's an extra right hand in those 16th notes that is not accented. So what I need to make sure that my mind is wrapping itself around is that I'm going to have an accent tap in the middle of those 16th notes. So measure 16 will sound like this. Now my right hand, if I take my left hand off and I play it on my leg, so I've got right, it's a downstroke, and then an accent tap, followed by another accent. We gotta make sure that second right hand in those 16th notes is a tap so that it sounds like this all together. Otherwise, we've got this. And it just doesn't sound as clean. We wanna make sure that we are getting her intent, Carol's intent. We wanna make sure we're getting that through in this music. All right, I'm gonna put my headphones on, play through this with you. Feel free to join me. This will be at full tempo, just so you get the idea of it, but I highly recommend you also practice slowing it down with a metronome. Any part that you find a little bit tricky, even if that's the first measure or measure 5. Slow it down, play it a couple times, add a measure after it, maybe add a measure before it, play those 3 measures a couple times, then speed it up. Here we go. Here is the whole thing on snare. You might be playing the castanet part. We're not going to do that right now. We're going to skip ahead. I'm going to turn my snares back on. Two, right hand only. 62, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, head. Something I noticed here at the end was that at measure 88 and 89, I need to change my sticking on that. You might find things like this happen for you too. So I kind of got a little like, right at 88, 89, because I've got so many rights in a row, and then suddenly I need to do like an accented stick. What do I do? So here's what I'm gonna do. I gotta think about this. Looking at 88, I think I wanna play that accent on my right hand because I'm right-handed. Now I wanna play the next accent on the end of 2 on my right hand as well. So I'm gonna put in a right there. Now those 2 eighth notes in between, I'm gonna do 2 lefts. So this will be right, left, da 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 da, right, left, da 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 da. Let's try that together. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. One, two, 3, 4. Okay, that worked out a lot better for me so that I don't have right, left. It's weird to do a tap accent afterward if you're not used to like maybe marching percussion and other rudiments. So we're gonna go right, left, digga da da. You might have to practice this over and over. Yeah, so practice that slowly and then you got this. All right, I hope you have fun playing this song.